Hey everybody, it's Ryan Graves with SoulTrek. Welcome to Nowhere Near Death. Like I said, this is Ryan. Forgive me tonight, I'm a little sleepy. Had kind of a long day yesterday. I started building out my Jeep, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm working on just putting some tables back there. Well, I put some tables back there yesterday, and I got a bedding platform and things like that. So that's all in there ready to go. It looks pretty good, plenty of storage, but I was cutting plywood and excuse me, and man, that stuff was a pain. I went back out to the campground just so I could unload my truck and I had a handsaw, just a regular hand miter saw, and it was an unbelievable pain in the booty. So I was getting frustrated. It was getting dark, so I propped up one of the pieces of plywood up against the seat of the picnic table and started putting my weight on it and jumping on it, trying to get it to snap. Figured I'd clean it up afterwards. I mean, I had cut through part of it, but anyhow. So it finally snapped and I lost my balance and looked like a cartoon pedaling backwards there for a second and ended up falling straight on my butt. And so, anyway, I've had issues with my back. Some of the medication I take causes joint pain and stuff like that. So I'm not like a bedridden or anything right now, but my lower back does hurt, and I just kind of felt like vegging out today. But said I'd do 3 this week, so that's what I'll do. I'm in the habit of trying to do everything that I say I'm going to do, if by the time I say it or before. So, getting really excited. For those of you who don't know, I am leaving July 23rd for this mission that I've been called for. Brought back from death twice, and last year, and it's been a long road between then and now. But anyway, really excited to get out, spread the word, talk to some churches about possibly training their pastors a little better, or some of the pastors that work for them or people that work for them. And because I have a master mental health coach and counseling certification in youth counseling, adult counseling, recovery and addiction, and in life coaching. So, and I have access to the school that I went to and showing them all the classes and things like that. But just want to kind of get around and speak to them and see if you know see if I can recruit anybody to take those classes, and I'll probably check back on them and stuff like that. But it's definitely something that's going to be needed here in the very soon future, or in the very not too distant future, because let's face it, there's a lot of issues with the way people are thinking right now, and it starts with the kiddos. So what better way? People are more likely to go to a member of the clergy or even a police officer than they are to seek help from a professional, from a doctor. Um, I can think of several reasons why that might be, but I don't know. If you can think of anything, email me at Ryan at thesoultrek.com. Sorry about that. That's Ryan at thesoultrek.com. And also, there's ways on the website for you to be able to give and help fund this ministry, help fund this mission. Um, I have tried to do everything I can think of to do over the past 6 or 8 months, and nothing has nothing has panned out, and it's actually been eye-openingly comical. When God has a plan for you, it's almost like, yeah, nothing else is going to work. So, and I'm okay with that. Just being a human being, wanted to be prepared, but I've applied to roughly 1,500 jobs. I have yet to get a formal interview. I had a couple of contracts that were supposed to start with um, just some work from home type stuff. Doesn't pay real great. Works about 20 hours a week, but on the road, it would be nice to have some stuff coming in. So, trying to do everything I can, but at this point, I just thought maybe I'd reach out. I always had trouble with trust a little bit, so if this all works out, then that'll go a long ways for that. Anyhow, it's the SoulTrek or thesoultrek.com. That's TheSoulTrek.com. So you can kind of check back and see what we're doing there. And uh, just wanted to let you know, too, if you are one of the ones that donate anything prior to my leave date, I'm going to add you in as a member. And so you'll get special church correspondence if you want it, as well as you'll reserve the ability to kind of be the boss of me once or twice. You can tell me, depending on where I'm at in the country, hey, Minister Ryan, do you want to go check out Jackson Hole or Bryce Canyon or the Mount Rushmore or anything like that? I think you get the gist. Or I saw this restaurant on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, or I heard about it on this or that. Could you go by and check it out? Maybe film some stuff. So you will actually have that capability. So I don't know if that excites anybody, but I don't know. I think that would be cool being on the other side. So a little while back, we had a solar eclipse, and I wanted to take a minute just to talk about that. Like I said, I am wiped today, so I might end a little bit short, but what this pertains to is a lot of the preaching that was done the week of and leading up to the week of for the solar eclipse. And we had another one about 6-7 years ago, and we've known that this was going to happen for 15 years. Yet there were pastors all over the place teaching the end of times, teaching that God was coming. A lot of them acting like the things, being really, really overly stretching things that may or may not relate to the end of times, let alone a solar eclipse. Now, the Bible does say that the sun will go black, and no, give its light no more, and the moon will turn as blood, which a lot of people have taken the blood moon, which is what we started calling it, happening, and saying that that meant the end of times. Now, let's keep in mind that Jesus says no one will know but the Father, not even the Son. So I guess my point is that speculation on that is just doesn't seem like sound doctrine to me. It doesn't seem like sound teaching and what we should be focused on, rather than just when is this going to happen. It really doesn't matter if you don't have the other things in order. So kind of need to get that started. And not only that, regarding the end of times, the Bible talks a lot about false teachers. So the eclipse we knew was going to happen. The sun and the moon, they work like clockwork. And, a pastor's job is not to talk about themselves or dazzle you with their wild interpretations of out of context words of God, putting words in God's mouth, in other words. So, and it does mention in Joel, Acts, Matthew, and Revelation, among other places, it talks about the sun becoming black. And so I don't think that means that just, an eclipse is just when it gets blocked. Either way, we won't know until it's happening. So, and the Bible does, in those same passages, says that we are to beware of false teachers. Now, I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm going to point something out here. It's called a fake dichotomy, a false dichotomy. I apologize. Basically, it's the illusion that people try to pass that you have two choices only, and they're usually the choices are based in the extreme. So it's basically a face choice between two extreme options when other ones do exist, and they aren't only the only two choices. So what I mean by that is believing in Christianity and believing in all these things that these pastors are marching out there is not the only way as going, you know, seriously legal and following every single word. Everything needs exegeted. Everything needs, explained, interpreted, things like that in order to understand the Word of God. So the other thing that is seen pretty prevalently is they appeal from authority. And what I mean by that is they feel the only thing that they need are their credentials to be able to teach the Bible and not a true understanding. So I hope everybody knows what I mean. And here are some of the passages that I was talking about. I just have 5 here, but there's many more. You've got Deuteronomy 18:20, but a prophet who presumes to speak in my name anything I have not commanded, or a prophet who speaks in the name of other gods is to be put to death. Ezekiel 13:9, my hand will be against the prophets who see false visions and utter lying divinations. They will not belong to the council of my people, or be listed in the records of Israel, nor will they enter the land of Israel. Then you will know that I am the sovereign Lord. Jeremiah 14:14. Then the Lord said to me, the prophets are prophesying lies in my name. I have not sent them or appointed them or spoken to them. They are prophesying to you false visions, divinations, idolatries, and the delusions of their own minds. Matthew 24:24. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. So these are words right out of the Bible telling you, when things start to get really serious, these are the things that are going to happen. These are the things that are going to clue you out. And here's a big one. When you look around right now, especially at the United States, I know that anyone who's listening to my show that's a dedicated Christian will know what I mean by this, but it is the reprobate mind, a mind that will not adhere to sound doctrine, with itching ears go searching for the truth somewhere else. So I guess what I have to say is there's a lot of actual truth, facts, and things like that that are under attack right now. Everybody has their own truth, which doesn't even make sense. The truth is the truth. You don't get yours, I don't get mine. That would be utter and unbelievable chaos. There's just the truth. You can have the things that you have opinions about or that you feel are real, but the truth is the truth. And Jesus is the way, the life, and the truth. So I don't know how to really push this. I feel extremely passionate about this. And I know I did a show a while back on eschatology too, but the sheer excitement and almost panic that a solar eclipse stirred up, this last one, is the reason why I'm talking about it again. And just to kind of give you, and I'll do a whole longer episode on this later on, but just to kind of give you sort of something to look for if you're looking to convert, if you're already a Christian, but you're having questions about your church and the validity. Our jobs as pastors is to read, understand, translate and teach the Bible. So often, where I see pastors come out and might do a whole hour-long sermon, mention the Bible a couple of times, but they're usually out of context passages that have to do with either inflating or going along with whatever narrative the story they're telling about themselves follows. And I don't mean to be bitter about this, but we are supposed to be. And I'll tell you what, I don't think it gets, much worse than going after people whose faith is shaken and who need the instant gratification of prosperity and things like that in order to grow your church so that you make more money. And that's kind of what that boils down to me. And I'm not going to name any names. I think everybody pretty much knows, roughly at least, who I'm talking about. So to kind of wrap things up, like I said, I was probably going to be a little bit short tonight, so I can go to bed early. I will be leaving on the 23rd of July again. My website is thesoultrek.com, thesoultrek.com. That's www.thesoultrek.com. Or you can email me at ryan@thesoultrek.com. I'm always looking for more podcast ideas, possibly having somebody on. So, reach out to me and see if we can get something going. Or if you're in a position and feel like, that you can get. Oh, and my new short book is out too. So I'm pretty much doing anything I can that follows along my calling from God to help make this work. But I think it's time that I've really reached out here these last month and a half, and just asked for some help to get everything started. And like I said, if you are one of the ones that donates before I leave town, then I will make you a member of the new church, and I'll constantly be working on things. So I'll work on some incentives for that. I'm planning on putting together some sort of a box with some branded SoulTrek things on there for whomever does this. Also, it's probably going to be pretty soon after I leave. I'll sit down and get everything designed and shipped off to whoever donates before I end up taking off. And so you'll start receiving things then, as well as, and I don't have this in place quite yet, but I will by then, an area of the website that's just for members. So, and anything else I can think of to just continue to give, because it's all I can do right now. It's what I'm called to do, to give and to teach. So it is June 6th, 2024 at 9:16 p.m. And I am going to go ahead and jump off a little early tonight, but I hope everyone is having a blessed day and continues to. And I will talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.